Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Just wanted to share my thoughts for the day. Um, this is kind of like a build upon, it's not even a build upon, it's like a reiteration of yesterday's discussion. So we saw yesterday the ayat from Surah Al about, was it yesterday or was it the day before yesterday? The ayat about not staying in a conversation where Allah's ayat are being made fun of, or, they're being joked about. This is Surah Al An'am, ayah 68. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ الَّذِينَ يَخُوضُونَ فِي آيَاتِنَا. And when you see when you see people who are busy, who basically engage in, who spend time on our ayat, and this is like yakhuduna is generally has a negative connotation, like they make fun of, they try and humiliate, or look down upon our ayat. فأعرض عنهم, then avoid them, stay away from them. حتى يخوضوا في حديث غيري, until they occupy themselves, until they become busy until they make other conversation. This is pretty much the same as the previous ayat we discussed yesterday. وَإِمَّا يُنْسِيَنَّكَ الشَّيْطَانُ فَلَا وَإِمَّا, and if يُنْسِيَنَّكَ الشَّيْطَانُ, shaitan makes you forget it, like causes you to forget this command, to move away from them, to avoid them. فَلَا تَقْعُدْ بَعْدَ الذِّكْرَى, then don't sit with them after you have remembered, like after you have recalled that, oh, this is the commandment. مَعَ الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ, with these wrongdoing, these zalim people. And zalim, we normally use it in Urdu in the sense of oppressive, but zalim in Arabic is someone who doesn't give something its due right. So oppression is one form of zalim, where you're not giving the people their rights, right? But another form of zulm, or being zalim, is shirk. So you're not giving Allah his due right of being one and the only one worthy of worship, and being ilah. So that's another form of zulm, in the Arabic context and in the context of the Quran. So فَلَا تَقُدْ بَعْدَ الذِّكْرَى مَعَ الْقَوْمَ الظَّالِمِينَ, that do not sit with the zalim people after you've remembered. Now, وَمَا عَلَى الَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ مِنْ حِسَابِهِمْ, and those who have taqwa of Allah, have fear Allah, مِنْ حِسَابِهِمْ, they're not min hisabihim, they are not held accountable. Their hisab won't be taken from them. Min shay'in, like at all, even a little bit. ولكن ذكرى لعلهم يتقون. What does the translation say here? But a reminder that, okay, so ولكن ذكرى لعلهم يتقون. But they will be given like a reminder. Now that could be in this world, that could be like so hisabihim, like is both, comes in both contextual meanings. So hisab on the day of judgment, and hisab, or like punishment in this world, so worldly punishment. So Allah says they won't be like punished for it, but they'll be given a reminder that as long as they remember to have taqwa of Allah, they won't be held accountable for something they did by mistake, because previously we saw that they forgot that they should get up. يُنْسِيَنَّكَ الشَّيْطَانُ, the shaitan made them forget, right? Now, وَذَرِ الَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا دِينَهُمْ, and leave those people who have made the deen, made your deen, لَعِبٌ وَلَهْوًا, Now, la'ib is like games, and lahv is call it, wait, let's okay, amusement and diversion. Okay, so yeah, basically they have made distractions, games, dramas, plays, like it's all a game to them. They've just it's all material for jokes and humiliation, and there's no limits to them. They're not serious about it. Again, recall the last discussion we had. I'm not going into complete detail. وذك وذكر به sorry وغرتهم الحياة الدنيا, and they are like completely drowning. They are in the delusion. They're being drowned in the delusion of the hayat al-dunya, of the life of this world. وذكر به أن تبسل. So remind them bihi, with this, with the Quran, أن تبسل نفس, that they may wait, let me see. Oh, okay. أن تبسل نفس بما كسبت ليس لها. أن تبسل نفس بما كسبت, unless like that they may be given a punishment. They may be, tubsala is like caught, like it catches up to them, the punishment catches up to them for what they earned, for their deeds, right? And ليس لها من دون الله, and it ليس لها, it's not for them, من دون الله, except that Allah, ولي ولا شفيع, ليس لها من دون, okay, not for them is except Allah, ولي ولا شفيع, any wali, any ally, or any intercessor, ولا شفيع, someone who can intercede on their behalf. وإن تعدل كل عدل, and if they offer as exchange, like as penalty or as bail, if they offer everything, وإن تعدل كل عدل لا يؤخذ منها, it will not be taken from them, like as an exchange for their punishment, it will not be accepted from them. أولئك الذين أبسلوا بما كسبوا, these are the people who will be destroyed, they will be given destruction for what they earned, بما كسبوا, for everything they earned. لهم شراب منه حميم, for them is sharab, and sharab in the sense of very bad, like sharabun minhu hamimin, so for them is something to drink from like boiling, scalding hot water. وعذاب أليم, and painful, excruciatingly painful punishment. بما كانوا يكفرون, and this, the reason for this is for the kufr that they did, for the denying that they did. So recall yesterday's discussion where we talked about the whole thing of, we are supposed to get up from those, from such conversations. Why? Because this is the punishment for not getting up. That ayah said, get up from those conversations where the ayat of Allah are being made fun of and rejected, and so that you may not become like them, as for fear of becoming like them. And then what do these people, if you become like them, what is your punishment then? It is, and ليس لها من دون الله ولي ولا شفيع. You will not have any wali, any ally, any intercessor, anyone in your side of the court, anyone to help you except Allah. And وَإِن تُعْدِلْ كُلَّ عَدْلٍ لَا يُؤْخَذْ مِنْهَا, nothing will be accepted from you. No exchange, no penalty, nothing. You can't offer anything in exchange for that punishment. أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ أُبْسِلُوا بِمَا كَسَبُوا. There will be destruction and a excruciating punishment for you. There will be no saving on that day. لَهُمْ شَرَابٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ. There will be boiling, scalding hot water for you to drink. وَعَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. And excruciatingly painful punishment. بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْفُرُونَ. For this kufr that you did. Because this is kufr. If you cannot get up from that place knowing that the ayat of Allah are being made fun of, and you have been given clear orders to get up, then what is this if not kufr? Kufr is denying, right? Rejecting. You're denying the command of Allah. Allah commanded you to get up from there. Now, the other side of this. Allah says, وَذَكِّرْ بِهِ. And remind them with this Quran. Give them reminders. أَن تُبْسَلَ نَفْسٌ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ. So that maybe, just maybe, they don't have to face this punishment of what they earned. So you can, first of all, your responsibility is to take yourself out of that situation. You staying in there is you just being part of the problem, right? Then your responsibility is to remind them. Then your responsibility is to make sure you spread the message of Quran to them. That now is your responsibility. And that is, this is the there's a principle in Islam. I don't exactly remember I don't remember if this is a hadith or sourced from somewhere else. But the principle is that whoever seeks guidance from other than the Quran, Allah leads him astray. Allah leads him astray. You cannot get guidance other than the Quran. There's no guidance other than the Quran. And whoever spreads the guidance of Quran, spreads the message of Quran to other people, even if no one receives that message properly, even if no one accepts his da'wah, his spreading, Allah says that He has ensured guidance, He has made sure of at least His own guidance. So this is people often say, oh, we can't spread the message or we can't do da'wah until we fix ourselves. That's not quite how it works. Yes, you're supposed to fix yourself. Yes, you're supposed to make sure you're doing what you're saying as well. Like there's not a difference between your qawl and fail, your words and your actions. But that does not mean that as long as you are a sinner yourself, you won't do da'wah. Because you will forever be a sinner. Bani Adam are all sinners. We need to realize this. Your responsibility of da'wah is your responsibility regardless of where your own actions are at. So while you are focusing on your own improvement and betterment and improving on your own actions, that you start becoming more in line with the Quran and Sunnah, you also have to do da'wah work. You also have to spread the message of the Quran and spread the message of Allah to others, because that is your responsibility. That is your promise. That is your guarantee to hidayah. If you spread the message of Allah, Allah ensures your guidance. What more do you need? You can study books for years and not get guidance, but Allah has promised guidance for the one who spreads the message of Allah. Remember that hadith. Rasulullah ﷺ said, narrate from me, even if you only learned or listened to one ayah. Just narrate it from me. The responsibility is to spread forward whatever you have. The problem with us is we neither act upon the knowledge we have ourselves. Not only do we not act upon it ourselves, we also don't give it to others. We are the snakes of the treasure who can neither benefit from the treasure themselves nor let anyone else benefit from that treasure. That is our status as of right now. We are failing our responsibility, the Prophet's mission. We are failing. I'm sorry to say, but we are. So there's two outcomes. Either there's hidayah for us and fawzul azim, or there's this. There's وَإِن تَعْدِلْ كُلَّ عَدْلٍ لَا يُؤْخَذُ مِنْهَا أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ أُبْسِلُوا بِمَا كَسَبُوا لَهُمْ شَرَابٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ وَعَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْفُرُونَ. We have to choose. We have to choose which outcome we want. And we have to then stick to the action plan we need to achieve that outcome. Because you don't just get Jannah for saying the Shahada. At least not solely. Yeah, you'll get it eventually. But who knows after how many thousands of years in Jahannam. If you want to go directly to Jannah, that requires work. And I'm sorry, but the vast majority of us are under very big delusions that we'll go to Jannah just on the basis of being Muslim, of being born into a Muslim family. I'm sorry, but that's not the case. That is not the case. اللهم فقهنا في الدين ربنا ألهمنا رشدنا وأعذنا من شرور أنفسنا ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة. Oh Allah, please guide us. Help us truly understand and implement in our lives the demands of this Quran, of your Deen, and help us become people, help us become an ummah who, when people see, they are attracted towards, they are invited towards Islam rather than pushed away from it. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum.